Twitter. It's your boy at Big Game James _36. And this is Big Games BS, part of Den Media Group, presented by alphacliniconline.com. Alphacliniconline.com is go-to website for all things just normal hormonal balance. That's what you want. That's what you should be achieving. In my, a couple days from now, I would have had what did my mother say? It's 40 rotations around the sun. I hate when people make it more complicated than what it is. Like, bitch, I just had a birthday. That's really all it is. I'm old as shit now. Stuff hurts that didn't hurt before. But I'm growing. I'm also growing to not the one thing about older age is your ability to say fuck it, just rolls off your tongue so much easier. Or maybe that's just me, but I'm embracing it. I'm also having as I told people, that bring stuff into my life. Got a chance to talk to somebody I haven't talked to in a while, baby girl. We were just talking because the funny thing, baby girl, as my life is being annoyed and interrupted, everybody wants to go viral until you go viral. The worst place to go viral, I'll tell you, is IG. Oh. Well, no, my bad. The worst place to go viral is to not go viral on purpose. To get knocked out or something. I don't want to be on Say Cheese or any of those other different things and World Star, yeah. I don't want to be on any of those things. But with our IG, right? Especially when I attach myself to it, I can't mute it. Facebook, you can mute something. Twitter, you can mute something. IG, you just keep getting the pings. So we did our top 5 hood movies or whatever we were doing the other day. We talked about Baby Boy, I believe, was in it. Right. Or did we bring up Baby Boy in another? I don't know. Whatever reason, we were talking about Baby Boy the other day, randomly. And it's been going on, and I was talking about how nobody wants to admit, but Taraji P. Henson is a statutory rapist in the movie. She took advantage of a high school boy, and she's clearly older than him, and whatever. But that's the thing. But long story short, I was talking to my daughter. We were talking about her mom, and I'm just like, yeah, basically, your mom, that was statutory. What happened with your mom? And she agreed, and she was just like, yeah, I told mom that mom was out in these streets just taking young boys, and I'm like, yep, as long as you know. But yeah, so anyways, just random stuff like that. 40 years coming around, 5th annual book bag drive for my 40th year. We were in Orlando this past weekend. We got some of the clips, we got some of the stuff right here. But basically, we're still raising funds, still raising money. If you would like to, you can go to $MFTK36. Or you can go to JamesColemanGivesBack.com to either give money or basically just come and get it back. If you go to JamesColemanGivesBack.com, you can come volunteer. You can give, share it with somebody else. A lot of people want to, get bags, but I do need donations. Just don't give me, what was that? Red Lobster. Is Red Lobster closed, or is it yes. Yes. I will take some gifts though. I will take some gifts though, for Friday. I do one thing I love is a good steak. But this sounds very bougie, but I'll take a good cheap steak. And by cheap steak, I mean I'll take I'll take Texas Roadhouse. But it's still pretty. It ain't free. It ain't Sizzler. But they make a pretty tasty steak, man. So I think I might. If anything, that might be where I take myself to for my birthday. But if you would be considered $36 for a bag, here was the Orlando book bag drive. We had a good time out there, giving back to the community. Shout out to Orlando Seminole Club. Orlando Seminole Club gave not a couple hundred bags, but they bought some bags. A bunch of people were out there. It was I want to give a special shout out to Seminole Kelly. shout out to her. She came through in a big way. She she brought her sons out. That's the thing with this, man. One thing I want to do legit. All you got to do is tell me that you come in, you need some volunteer hours. I hope this doesn't like her kids worked all the volunteer hours, but like you need some hours. Just tell me how many hours you need, and I'll sign that sheet of paper if you come out there and help your boy out. But that girl right there. So I'm gonna tell a story. Can you go back like right there? Can we pause it right there?
Okay.
All right. That's Kristen Jenkins. Her and her mom, Miss Felicia Jenkins, were out at the book bag job. Felicia Jenkins is the mother of a person that I've told this story numerous times. Without Felicia Jenkins, I do not have this. You guys would not know who the hell I am. Without her raising a son, I would have never played football. Her son is the one that her brother, that girl right there's older brother, Kevin Colley, is who bullied me into playing football. Now, her younger brother, Brandon Jenkins, is another Florida High Seminole legend. Played ball, all that stuff like that. Yeah. Till dog put was that Umar tell him to open the school. But yeah, so it was cool to see people from my past come out, help serve the community, do different things. On this Saturday coming up in Tallahassee, should be bananas. Can't wait. Love doing it at Bond Elementary School. That right there, that place, it's funny, right? Because everybody tells you how bad the hood is, right? How scary the hood is. But when you be in there, sometimes it ain't that bad. Like it just depends on where you go. Like,
I mean,
it really depends on like if you go okay. So a project, a true project where you don't know anybody
is terrifying.
It's terrifying. But you know what else is terrifying? A really rich neighborhood where you don't know anybody and you're the only black person.
Oh, facts.
It's the fact is you don't go where you don't know people. Don't just randomly go places, but like if you're in a school, like people talk about they'll give a broad brush of a community, act like shootings and shit happen 24/7. So that was in Pine. Apparently, I didn't know this last year. I just know we had good Jamaican spots when I went there afterwards. It's like 3 or 4 good Jamaican spots there, and some other good hood eateries. But that's called Pine Hills, and Pine Hills they also call it Crime Hills. Apparently, it's one of the roughest areas in Orlando. I wouldn't have known it. I felt safe as hell. It's just a bunch of Haitians. They were very happy that I gave them some stuff. No problems. Nobody gave anything. It was great. I love that. Love West Oaks Elementary School. Can't wait to do it next year. I apologize to West Oaks Elementary School in the city of Orlando. I limited y'all. We could have given away 1,000 bags there. Easily. But that was on, yeah, man. Like what happened was I ain't had a product. I got it all now, and this is where we're going with the next one. So I got not all of it. I got 2,100 bags just dropped off to me. So I've already so we still about 1,000 bags short of what we need. We will, we got till not this Saturday, but next Saturday to be able to get to the 1,000 bags. So if anybody wants to be able to donate or give, please consider it. But they're in my storage, and I had some kids come in. I'm gonna tell you, man, my kids didn't grind. These kids don't grind like they're supposed to. I'm sore because I ended up having to toss bags off of the U-Haul trailer. They were doing good too, but I'm like, I brought y'all here so that I don't have to sweat and work. Y'all sweat and work. But we put it in the trailer. I'm sore. I was trying to close, not trailer, excuse me. I was trying to close my storage unit. And long story short, didn't go the way I wanted to go. I broke it. I broke my storage unit, the door. Like the door is off the hinges. It closed. I got it to close. I will get it to open back up, but I don't.
That picture,
huh?
You should have took that picture.
I will go. I'm going back over there tomorrow. I'm going to take a picture of it. But this is how I felt after this. Don Corleone had a great quote in The Godfather. And I'm just like, not only did I do that, I took the boys. Kai got active a little bit out there. Okay. Trey got a little bit active. Trey can't pick up one of the bags yet; they're too heavy. But some of the bags bust, so Kai and Trey were responsible for doing that. So I dropped them off at football practice. I'm soaked. I'm wet. I'm dirty. One of the worst things is wearing glasses. My 4 eyes. When the dirt gets to your glasses and your shirt is sweaty, there's nothing you can do. You're basically blind. I'm basically whatever my glass. I see what I saw without glasses. Yeah, I was distraught. I messed up. Talked to my mama. Was driving home, and then I realized. But I already knew I was like on because you get my Ford tells me I got 28 miles to the gallon. 28 miles left in my truck. So I drove to practice, drove back home, pulled up, and forgot to get gas. And so that bitch says 0 on it right now. So my truck is literally in my driveway with 0 miles left in it. I think I got 2. I think when it says that, I still got 2 gallons of gas left. So I could probably make it to the nearest gas station. But like, I'm fucked up. And this is just how I felt right here. And I was not following Don Corleone's advice.
I spend my life trying not to be careless. Women and children can be careless, but not men.
I was very careless. I was very careless. Very careless in my actions, man. Definitely need my blood levels checked, my levels checked. Alpha male all over the place. Yesterday, also Wednesday starts training camp, so that means that suit game got to be on point. I feel like I was lacking in the suit game department. I wore a burnt orange with the khaki slacks. It was an okay combination. I don't like it for TV. I don't necessarily know why I would like that combination, but that combination won't be worn again. I should have just went straight burnt orange. Might have been fire. But I want you guys to see if you want to support Big Game. I'm on First Coast News analyst every Sunday, basically from now until the end of the football season. I'm about to start the period where I work 7 days a week. We're going to be doing more content. We have our Jaguar show that comes on every Friday at 11. I'm going to start having Travis come on where we're going to talk about more Jaguars coverage and NFL coverage during the season. We'll probably have an impromptu show after training camp on Wednesday. But that shit fly right there, bro. So you see the green screen. Green screens are so old school. Everything that you want from a green screen, you can just put a big ass screen up. Now look at it. That screen right there, you can change everything that you want to on that LED. And there's another LED, and there's all kinds of stuff right there. There's the Pilgrim, and then there's Chris Porter right there, looking fly doing this thing. So, I mean, that's just us. So yesterday, I did my first thing, a little rusty, trying to get ready. It's tough. Doing this and doing TV, 2 different things. You still got to be able to be quick on your feet. But like TV, it's a hard 5 minutes. When that shit is up, that shit is up. Like, well, commercial, because you got 30 minutes, or actually really 28 minutes with including commercials. So like, they pay for the commercials. That's how you pay your bills. So you got to do, and then there's a person in Chris's ear, and then when we're on the road, there's somebody in my ear, and then you also got to talk and listen, and then it's weird. It's like the only people who can do it actually have voices in their head anyway. So like that's the only reason we're able to do it. I'm telling you, everybody's crazy. You just don't know what level of crazy other people have. So that's basically what's going on in the world, keeping you guys updated. Please support in the many different ways that you can. The content, I just want you to know, the more you guys support, like, you don't have to pay. I would love for you to be members. I would love for you to do all these other different things, but let YouTube pay. Let everybody else pay. Like, just subscribe, support the vendors, do all of these different things, and I can continue to hook people up and help y'all. Quick updates from the video game. I'm having a blast still playing it. getting after it. The game. This is not the game right now. I put this up here, and somebody was like, and I was joking, the realism. That's what we were saying damn near 20 years ago. Like how real, oh my God, like that's what real used to look like to us. So in 20 years, we'll be looking at this new, like the video game has aspects where it does look really real. I think we're just excited to have it back. They can still do better. There are like, Call of Duty is way better at promoting realism than this video game is right here. But like a lot of the stuff, man, how you can stack your teams, recruiting is stupid, but like it's stupid hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the other side of it is like the old game, you could cut freshmen. Now, if you sign somebody, you have to keep that player. So there's a downside to recruiting too well and signing 35 guys.
Oh, that's
if you sign 35 guys, you have to have room and you can't cut the freshmen. Because like when you're trying to, so what they call it is they don't call it cuts. They call it encourage transfers.
They have that in the game.
Yeah, in Dynasty mode. So I'm out there encouraging cats to transfer. Like, and the people that I want to transfer, sometimes I see like a 67 freshman, and I'm like, damn, I can't encourage them to transfer because they won't let me. But boy, I can't wait till next year. You are on the chopping block, sir. If you don't jump, like, but they have like training results. You'll see some people jump up, do a lot better. But you know, if you're at a big program, man, but it could come to bite you in your ass. So, Florida State right now, they have Luke Kromenhoek and they have Trevor Jackson. Trevor Jackson was a 4-star walk-on quarterback that came to Florida State from Orlando Jones. He went through the process. He's going into his senior year. And I'm like, all right, man, you're not beating out Luke. I got to do what's best for the team. And Champ, because I actually have met the kid and his family, like at the spring game, in real life. In real life, like I like his family. Like he was just like, thank you for the dad was like, thank you for showing support. And so I'm like, you know what, man, I like this kid, man. Dude, flourish, son. Hit the portal, man. Do what's best for you as long as your interests don't interfere with my interests, right? Do you know this motherfucker went to North Carolina?
Balled out.
And I had to play North Carolina. And he was balling. And he was a runner-up for the Heisman. Like Luke won the Heisman. Trevor Jackson was the runner-up for the Heisman that year. And it was like, yo, like, hey, you're not supposed to do this to me, man. But he did good. So it's kind of like, but those are things that can happen to you. And the only reason I even recognized it because I'm like, wait a minute, I know that name. And then it tells you where they transfer from. So like I have some transfers that have helped me. They got some stuff, man. The game is a lot to digest.
That's pretty dope. I mean, can you imagine 30 years from now, there is going to be some young coach, or maybe 30, 40, 50 years, who's like, I remember back in the day where I first fell in love with coaching was on the game.
That's really where back in the day, so when they added recruiting to the video game, that's when I really stopped playing the game like that. I live for the off-field stuff. Even in Madden, when Madden put in the franchise mode where you can like move your team and you can like make additions to the stadium, like the business of sport has always intrigued me way more than the on the field part of it.
Right.
And I'm sitting there like, all right, man, shoot, we finna go out here. But it's crazy because I don't know how to recruit better on this game, but I'm recruiting well enough. See, what's funny is maybe this is why I understand Mike Norvell. I'm signing 17 to 20 every year that I've had the game on the class.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, so I'm not signing a full class. And I'm not getting rid of people. Like, so, and then I'm trying to get a couple good transfers. And my man Dupree put Malik Benson's a cheat code. Malik Benson is a whole ass cheat code. I'll tell you this, the key to winning is having fast wide receivers. They're going to drop the ball a lot. But you want to get open. You want them boys. So like right now, I got 99. I got big receivers in recruiting. So you know what I did? I converted them to tight ends.
Oh, they allow. Okay.
So I have a tight end that was a receiver, and he's 6'4", 225, and he's 96 feet. So I'm already like just one thing. He blocks like shit. That I don't need him to do that. Like what I need for him to do is run the seam route and have a linebacker at a disadvantage here. We're running, but my line is crazy how good they are. Now, what I saw on somebody's thing is that you can take it to the next level and you can actually I've already known that, but you can take packages and make substitutions in certain packages.
Okay.
So things that I like to run. So if I know I want to run out of that package, I could put in another lineman. Because I have some linemen that are like 76, 80 speed. So they can yeah, man, like I'm over here. We getting after it over here, man.
Studying the recruit.
I'm speed. You can't hit what you cannot catch. That is just, it's like that's in Deuteronomy or Leviticus somewhere. I don't know where it's at. But I gotta if you click on the video game update with College Football Kings, so if Florida State doesn't, you can also go in there. People who are going in creating custom conferences. I gotta go add the FAMU update because somebody made all the SWAC teams. They created a team, and then now somebody's going in and creating high schools. I got to call in for somebody to create Mandarin high school.
Oh, that's fine.
So if they do that, it's gonna be amazing.
You guys, I'm happy for you guys.
By the way, tune in. We should have a ton of Mandarin content this year. It should be crazy. If Buddy comes through like he said he's gonna come through, we'll almost have a little documentary. He says he's got a Netflix approved camera.
Oh, word! He probably got either a red or
it's something where it shoots a super slow motion, whatever. They get the high, they can catch everything.
I want to see it.
That's what I told him. I was like, just bring it. We'll figure it out. But I told him he got to watch Climb and Hard Knocks and all that.
What do you mean? We'll figure it out. Oh, he'll come too.
Who?
The guy who he's gonna let you borrow the camera. Or he's
No.
Come shoot?
No. He's he was like with Hard Knocks. They have 5 or 6 cameras. I'm like, bitch, we'll figure it out. We don't need it to look.
Yeah, we don't need
everything. We just need it. Really, what I always tell people, from what I've noticed, movies have been filmed from iPhone cameras.
Facts.
Editing is the most important thing, and your editing software, no matter, is just as important, if not more important than the camera. But College Football Kings put up some updates from that EA has announced. Their team is constantly tracking top issues and listening to player feedback. Below are some of the top known issues the team is working on. Audio, incorrect commentary when playing as the first game of the season dynasty at Utah. Florida State's War Chant and Tennessee's Rocky Top are not audible when playing only on the Xbox Series. Also for the audio side, oh my God, if I hear Mo Bamba one more motherfucking time, I'm going to throw my remote through the TV. It is, man, but come on. Every play, every stadium, everybody has different songs. Oh my God. I swear to God, actually, you know what? I'm complaining, but I promise you, if they fucking edit that bitch and put They Not Like Us on this fucking game, I am going to lose my mind.
Have it?
Logos. The following teams/conferences have incorrect logos. This is embarrassing. Stanford, UMass, Western Michigan, Jacksonville State, FIU, New Mexico, SEC. How do you fuck up the SEC logo? Conference USA and the Sun Belt. UTEP and Wyoming display incorrect athletic branding on their equipment in Dynasty. Visual issue with conference patches when changing a small subset of teams' conference in Dynasty. So now here's where the game gets dumb, because I simmed one season. Now I want you guys to realize what I had. I played in the national championship my first year. I simmed one game on accident against Boston fucking College. The first year we lost to Boston fucking College, and then we lost to, was it Georgia national championship? I forgot who we lost to in that. No, Michigan the first year. I'm cool with losing to Michigan, but Boston College
on the field
makes no sense. But I didn't mean to send Boston College. I did mean to send Michigan. Then I went undefeated. Accidentally, I simmed Clemson game, lost to Clemson, won back-to-back national championships. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sim this entire season. I'm cool. We'll just finish. Let's finish decent, right? We went 6-6 with everybody damn near returning. That makes no fucking sense. People are simming the game and losing to Northwest FCS. Super Sim Logic tuning. The team is looking into tuning of the Super Sim Logic, including FCS schools upsetting too many Power 5 schools. Note, as we continue internal testing of the tuning of Super Sim Logic, top 25 polls and college football playoff seedings will also see improvement. Mind you, I played Florida at the end of the season. Florida was 7-4. You want to know where they were ranked? 6. I was undefeated. I was the 4th ranked team in the nation.
Oh, yeah, they got some fixes to do.
I was the 2nd ranked team in the nation playing Miami, and they were the 6th ranked team in the nation when I played them. I beat the fuck out of Miami and dropped to the 5th ranked team in the nation. NC State with 1 loss jumped me.
They were better at that in older prior games.
You know what? It's kind of, I want to blame the computer, but I also want to blame college football. Nothing that they did made sense. So they probably used your real fucking algorithm. Like, none of this stuff makes sense. Like, there are teams that are going to the playoffs with 4 losses. That is not what the playoffs was meant for. Like, this is wild. Issue when adding additional teams to the Pac-12 conference when using custom conferences does not generate a new conference schedule as intended. There's a workaround. After adding teams to Pac-12, open the conference rules and set divisions to on. Users will see they can now set the number of conference games by toggling back and forth. Bottom line is the game's not perfect. There are still some things that are getting updated and going on and on. And like we do got to finish this, but there's nothing that you can do to make me not like this game.
Welcome back to gaming, old gamers. This right here, these are called patch notes, and this is going to go on forever. You will always get more patch notes like this.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
keep patching it.
Yeah,
do whatever
keeps
you
it
need
fresh.
To do. So moving on from the video game, here's something that so we're in an election year. We will not talk about politics. Yay. Not here. It is wild, it's weird, but I have a weird feeling that this is going to be the wildest year that we've seen in quite some time. Now, my blacks, racism exists. My whites, racism exists. Everything ain't racism, and everything isn't people bitching and complaining. This is a little bit of bitching and complaining, and I hate when my FAMU people do this. Context matters. First and foremost, hotels in Tallahassee in the fall are entirely too expensive. That's why I encourage people to pay $3.99. You know what $3.99 will get you on this channel?
What's that?
Access to hotels for cheap. Because we have a sports den thing with the 4-point Sheridan in Tallahassee. The 4-point Sheridan also happens to be where Florida State's football team stays. You can get a room for $375 a night with no 2-night minimum. Everywhere else, you have to basically for one stay. If you did have to do it for 2 nights, the average hotel in Tallahassee during football season is $750.
That's just Tallahassee,
and not for the good one, not for this type of hotel. This hotel is a stack.
That's crazy.
Like if you go outside of your Den Media Group, but if you're colored in the Den Media Group, I got you. I will send you the link. You can do your thug dizzle and you can come stay with us. I got you. Now, one of the things that FAMU used to do a good job of, Florida, we don't have any control over our schedule. The man makes our schedule. That's what happens when you play big boy football and somebody writes you a big check. You lose your rights. Actually, you want to know you want to know the truth about capitalism? The more money you make, the less free you are. That person who writes that check tells you what to do and how to do it. Now, there may be a freedom in doing it, but It's just the truth of the matter. Now, FAMU just so happened to make make some of almost all their home games on the same day as Florida State games. And what happens is FAMU keeps traditionally bitching about this shit and thinking that it's price gouging to the black people. And it's not the case. So this person somebody brought this to my attention, the price difference the Tallahassee hotels are charging during FSU's homecoming versus FAMU's homecoming. This shit is crazy. How y'all feel about the FAMU prices on the right side? $1,799 is insane. November 1st through the 30th. He's right, or she's right, or whoever they are. But I want to read to you the prices for Florida State's homecoming. Again, if you're a greenie, so my guys, the 200-something people that are watching on Twitter right now, assholes, come over to YouTube, become a greenie, and you can get a hotel deal. But it's $570 if you want to stay at the DoubleTree by Hilton. Go get you some of those good cookies. It's $457 if you want to stay at the Hampton Inn and Suites, and that's they have one down. They have one by the side. Okay. Home 2 Suites by Hilton's $455. Hilton Garden Inn $720. A bullshit. True by Hilton Tallahassee $359. Homewood Suites $399. That's actually some good, decent hotel prices. I would not stay in most of those, but again, that's where that's pretty decent. Now, if we swipe to the next one, here is what FAMU homecoming prices are. Those same hotels. DoubleTree by Hilton $1,799 per night, 2-night minimum. Hampton Inn and Suites, Tallahassee Capitol, $1,484. Hampton Inn and Suites, I-10, a little bit further out, $1,499. You don't want to stay in Tallahassee, you want to stay in the outskirts, Hampton Inn Quincy, $449. The difference is FAMU doesn't have a home game on FSU's homecoming.
My dad needs to rent a room.
Facts.
Every game.
Really, they should. FAMU homecoming is the same day as Florida State plays North Carolina. So that's a big game that's happening that's 2 big games happening. That's not racism, that's capitalism.
I wonder what the seedy motels are.
It's about the same, about 300, over 300.
Y'all pricing out the hookers and the drug dealers.
That Airbnb is really no different. Basically, in Tallahassee, if you got a hotel room, like the bitch knows you. The bitch knows you're rich, man.
You might as well get a tent at these prices.
You know what? Here's the thing, though, but that's not far off. RV, fifth wheel, probably the best thing you can get.
And you get an experience.
Experience. All you gotta do is park it somewhere. It's pretty secure and safe for the most part. Like it's.
These hotels aren't fancy enough to offer you higher amenities for that price. It's not like you're gonna get your fancy 5-star spa or anything like that.
To put it in perspective, one of my friends is taking a vacation, and one of the people, somebody paid for this vacation. It's at the Ritz-Carlton, Amelia Island. Ritz-Carlton just lets you know it speaks of affluence.
Okay.
It is a really nice hotel. It is a resort. The 4 Point Sheraton is it. And I love that hotel. I don't pay these things, guys. That is a like you could go to Jamaica for that. And,
yeah.
But you want to know what's happening? You know what's going to happen? People are going to pay those prices.
Football.
Marvin Allen put, while my daughter is at FAMU and she's in the band, I usually drive back to Jacksonville, but games are at 6 p.m. I guess I'll miss out now. Marvin, you're green. You're colored, bro. Holler at your boy. I got you, dog. We'll make sure now. Now, if you trying to spend cheap, then I ain't got no. But you ain't got to pay them prices, bro. I got you, dog. I love the band, man. Shout out to the band.
Damn.
But that's not racism. I know they're ready to say racism, but it's not. So just realize that. Anything for engagement. Jake McKeever, CBC Jake Mick, 3-time CWS College World Series media member, award-winning college baseball writer, and presenter for CBC. I probably hate your alma mater. Let me see what this guy looks like. He looks just like what I think he would look like. These are the people who say like weird shit like DEI and things of that nature, just the way he looks. And he gave his opinion, and he got 198,000 views for his opinion. He said, "Good games I don't feel are rivalries." And the problem is every one of those things that he says, good games that he doesn't feel like rivalries, are literally rivalries. Florida LSU, they play each other every year. You know why? Because they're rivals. They like SEC schedule has to play. We have to play each other. Texas, OU, it's called the Red River rivalry. Now, Penn State, Ohio State, I don't know much about it. I know they play each other often. That might not be a rivalry. But Florida State, bro, like just say you don't watch fucking football at this point. Like, I know you made this. Oh, then he said, I want to add Texas Tech, Texas is a bigger rivalry across all sports. And I was like, man, you just really just want people. Like, do people really not have enough attention at home that they just say shit just to be gluttons for punishment?
That's what it is.
Because I'm starting to feel like this, like, man, because this is not the way Al Gore intended the internet to be used. Like, it was supposed to be an educational piece. Now, this here is about engagement. It's an educational piece. I actually would like to interview this guy. His name is G-Fed, and it's G-Fed Go Crazy. And what he does is he goes across the country and he does random tours of college football stadiums. He did one that was trash, but he just did like he did UMass's. UMass is terrible because they look like a high school stadium.
I get it.
And I've been to UMass before, and it looked better when I went, but that was almost a decade ago. But he's got this. What we were looking at is him going through Boston College's football field, and I learned something. I had no idea. I've played at Boston College. I've gone to a Boston College game, but I never paid enough attention to know that they're connected to the basketball arena. And this stuff is supposed to be kind of locked down on some of these campuses, but it's amazing what this guy was able to accomplish here. So let's check this out.
We're at one of my favorite setups in college sports today. I can't wait to attack this. The rare football stadium connected to the basketball arena, and we're going to try to walk on the playing surface of both at Boston College. Very obviously, there is a decent-sized construction project going on around Alumni Stadium. Not sure where I'm going to get an entrance from the outside anytime soon, which means we're going to have another rare occasion starting at the basketball arena, Gate B of Conte Forum. I've seen people walk out of this already today. Can I get in? Not through those. Is this south entrance just to the right any better? There we go. Which can take us down to athletic maintenance or right to the main entrance you were trying to get into in the first place. I could hear a pin drop in here. I know there's people around, but I could be convinced otherwise.
You shouldn't be able to walk around like
that.
Yeah, facts.
At just under 9,000 seats, this is one of the smaller power conference arenas we've been to, but I really do like the looks of it. I'm not 100% confident on this, but I'm pretty sure that Boston College is the only school in the country that has power conference basketball and hockey in the same arena too. Another fun fact, Boston College is the only college sponsored by New Balance, which is also based out of Boston. As we start to move along the baseline concourse, we see the Varsity Club Hall of Fame. I need to find my favorite athlete. I know for a fact it's played in this arena. Did not know Dana Barrows played here, but Cooley made it. This guy's a clip in 2K. They got to have our guy around here somewhere. We had to go to the Eagles of the Pros section to find it. Our Pistons legend, Reggie Jackson. What up, Doe? Reminiscing on the Reggie Jackson, Andre Drummond Pistons. I'm so down bad. To complete the arena, we got our trophy cases all along the opposite baseline. Another Fire Eagle statue for the Eagles of the Year. time. This is my first time being here, and the image of my head of what I thought the stadium would look like is pretty close to what it is. It's not the biggest stadium in the country. It doesn't have the most bells and whistles I've seen. It just seems like a really solid spot to enjoy a football game. These extra bricks around every corner to enclose the place a little bit more adds to the aesthetic a lot. Each side
I
of
really
stands has
don't
bleachers
remember
stacked
playing
on top of each other
that.
too,
It was probably
which
one
is
of the
known to trap in noise that I'm sure makes
um
this place louder than people expected.
trying to remember. They had a defensive end that was like a beast. When we played them my senior year. And then there was another guy, I believe a DB. Was it Prince of Makamura? Was he there? Anyways, I don't remember much about Boston College, but this guy does some really cool stuff. Checks out different stadiums. I happen to like it. This is good engagement. Now, quick free game by big game. Sex is good. Matter of fact, I almost want to put the Vampire in Brooklyn quote. Sex is good. Evil is good. And if you get your ass is good. Evil is good. And if you get you a piece of evil ass, woo! So I say that to say, and I've done voyeurism stuff. I've recorded. It's never as cool as you want it to be. And like when you really step back and think about it, unless you get really good, and again, editing is the most important thing when it comes to all of this stuff. Porn is not real life, guys. It never operates that way. And I've been on the set before. It's not as cool as you think. Actually, it's kind of like eating at one of my friends used to work at Chick-fil-A. And once he started working at Chick-fil-A, he stopped liking to eat Chick-fil-A.
Okay, I get that.
Because you're around it so much or whatever, like, but just certain things happen. So, like, I think this thing here has really messed the world up. Not because we have too much access. Everything's not meant to be recorded. And one of the things you can't do is record people without their consent. So LSU star DB, like again, star, meaning he's a baller, meaning now his life is in shambles unless this girl decides to just take a check. Javian Toviano has been suspended after he was secretly recording sexual intercourse with a clock camera. And he has been arrested on one count of video voyeurism, meaning he videotaped himself with a young lady having sex or sexual intercourse, and it's frowned upon. Like you can't you can't do these things without people, like without consent. And even now, man, consent is a tricky thing when it comes to ladies, man. Like the sophomore cornerback surrendered to authorities Sunday on charges of video voyeurism. 19 of Arlington, Texas, is accused of recording himself having sex with a woman without her consent, according to an arrest warrant. The woman told detectives she found videos of the two on his iPad that were recorded through a clock with a built-in camera near his bed. The woman told detectives that Toviano had recorded them having sex in the past without her consent, and she told him she did not want to be recorded. In an interview with detectives, he admitted using a hidden camera to record the sexual encounters. The arrest warrant states bond information was not immediately available. Toviano has been suspended from all team activities in accordance with departmental policies. We will not have any further comment out of respect to the legal process.
This had a clock camera. Where do you get a clock camera?
That's what they be having in them Airbnbs, man.
For real?
Oh, you haven't seen the stuff like that's why I don't stay in Airbnbs.
I never thought about
I don't like that because to the Airbnb people's defense, if random people was in my house, I want to know what's going on.
Right.
Some of them, but it's also perverted, and it's also like some of the places they have the cameras. Like, you know, hey man, do we really need it in the bathroom? Do we really need it here? Like, you gotta chill out. People do the most, man. Again, so and that's my nut ass freak bull of the week.
Oh my god,
it's craziness, man.
But hold on 1 second about that thing. she caught him doing this before, and then
No, what happened was, I guess, so first, there's a lot of things wrong in all of this. More important, first, before I go in, because just in case you make this you should not record people against their will.
I mean,
that is wrong.
It's almost hard to
Number
say.
two,
It's so obvious.
Brother, for the sake of all things sacred, stop letting these motherfuckers have access to your phones and your cameras and your iPads, man. Like, it's supposed to be your secret personal stash that nobody can get hold of, man. Like, now, it was obviously for his own consumption. And that happens when you're in a healthy relationship sometimes. But I can see if she found, because we found out a girl, this was right after I left. She was actually a track athlete at Florida State. She was on Bang Bus. She turned 18, and before she went to college, she was on Bang Bus. Bang Bus, if you guys know about Bang Bros, it was a big.
It's in the name.
Big thing that, like, big company, like, it was them, 8th Street Latinas, Onion. It was crazy when the internet first just started. Like, some of the places that you could go get some good quality storylines and just all kinds of other different things.
It's one storyline.
And the problem is they made people really believe that these guys were just driving around, picking up random people, and then all kinds of craziness.
You have to have unbelievable confidence to believe that's true.
Like, well, most people want to believe this is true, even though it's not. It doesn't work like that. There are people who have all the luck in the world, but nobody has that kind of luck, that kind of chemistry to be able to have sexual encounters like that. But the young lady got kicked off the team when they found out. One of the guys found her, and they were like, wait a minute, that's such and such. And then it spread through the entire athletic offices, got to them, and that was against the athlete conduct policy. So, right. Well, if she, I was just saying, I didn't see the video, but like, whatever. My point in all of this is that if she would have found it on Pornhub or something like that, the amateur, so I could see being a little bit more irate. But like, you found it on his iPad, being somewhere. Why were you looking through my iPad? Like, that's the real question in all of this is like that's not what I gave you access to. You betrayed. Yes, he betrayed your trust, but like, you betrayed his trust too, man.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Right. Like, hey. But I do also understand, as a woman, you don't want this kind of stuff out, because if it gets out, you never know. Like, speaking of which, videos, nothing like that. I was looking, so oh God, I pray I never find the video or see her anywhere. Like, that is a terrifying thing. Even though I am very progressive as a parent, I just don't want to be at a strip club and like you see your daughter, or you see like
nobody in the world should want that.
Like, just but I meant, like, I would never. I might want to be doing self-maintenance, and I don't want to be doing self-maintenance, and then boom, like that. You know what? That might stop. Well, no, some of y'all are perfect. That might stop men who have porn habits.
Seeing their daughter.
If they saw their daughter on the porn.
Oh my God.
It just, I can't even do it anymore.
Yeah, I think that would do that. 100%.
Wash my hands. But I say all that says, she asked me a question, and it bothered me to my core. I was so offended.
Oh.
She's like, Dad, I need some pictures. Do you have any pictures of you in the night? Do you have any pictures from the 1900s of you?
Why?
And I said, why did you say it like that?
Yeah.
Fuck you, first and foremost. Why the fuck would you say the 90s? You made it sound like I was in slavery or something, man. Like, I was just like, chill the fuck out. But I do somewhere. I know I have some photo albums and I have some stuff. I just don't know where they're at. So I was looking through some things, and I was in the garage, and I found something that I have literally not seen since 2001. And that was my high school highlight film. There is a video, my high school. Now, the problem is I looked in there and there was white stuff on the film, so I'm assuming that's mildew. So I probably couldn't even get a VCR and watch it. But like, I'm curious to know, like, what does that look like? Like, because I'm looking at some of the videos, and man, our pads were so big. they were egregiously like there's no need for our shoulder pads to be that high.
Yeah.
Like, and then some of the pads that some of these guys wore, like that shit ain't protected nothing. But it was a great time. But anyways, that was nut ass freak bull right there. Don't be that nut ass freak bull. But bigger than that, don't be Sebastian Telfair. Now,
I haven't heard that name in so long.
Right. God,
Wow.
this is where I would tell people. So this is why I don't mind Bronny being in the NBA. There's no Sebastian Telfairs. He was a legend.
Yeah.
There's no, I don't know any of these people, but growing up, I knew all of the NBA. Like, it was flair, it was all kinds of shit. You could see that it was dope. One, I don't like podcasts are important, and it's important to tell stories of the past, not all podcasts. Some of you guys need to not have podcasts. There's a guy, Tony Williams, from Jacksonville. Son got transferred from Ed White, went to Rains High School. Tony is doing like this thing where he talks about all the old football players, the best football players who've come through Jacksonville. I actually think he should like do a podcast and like just talk about, because some of these guys are good. I'm learning a lot about the local scene. A couple of the guys, let me tell you what's crazy is, so Trey got a crew, right, that he rolled with.
He does.
Max and Mason, really good football. Like, I love coaching Max and Mason. They're my guys. Max and Mason's dad is a well-to-do business guy. Very unassuming. But he is 6'3", and you're like, man, he got some measure. He has measurables, right? Now, Kayla got spice, and she's fiery, right?
Okay.
That's the mom.
Okay.
But I only deal with Kayla for the most part. The dad comes around. Man, they put him on Facebook. This man played wide receiver at Sandalwood, played at Auburn. Like, I'm sitting here like, yo, I was like, wait a minute. That's like, yo, that's like Max and Mason's dad. Dude was a baller. You would have never known. No clue. He doesn't even talk about it. But I'm learning about the scene. But so stuff like that. Dope boys. Me going up, catching up with my teammates. Even when we're sharing stories, right? We're sharing stories, but names are hidden to protect the innocent. I don't want to like I just told y'all a story about a young lady. Now, if you were in that time and you want to go do your extra research and do it, but she never even made the team. Like they booted her out her freshman year, which I think is also counterproductive, because now what are you leaving her with? Now the only thing she can do is live a life of porn. Like, I mean, she had sex one time. She was experimenting. Like, come on, man, let the kid live. She protected. But anyways, these guys are out here telling things true. Now, we already know that Kobe Bryant cheated on Vanessa. The man almost went to jail for raping the girl, which we all know. Basically, from what we could deduce, he tried to put it in the wrong hole, lubing without permission.
Is that what I still?
It kind of comes down to that. But the problem is, one, she had like 3 different types of semen in her undergarments. There was all kinds of things that showed that Kobe didn't just. She wanted Kobe. She was the aggressor, but Kobe just,
Nobody with money is good at picking side women. Is that just the case? But
this is where we're wrong. It's just he picked the wrong. He was supposed to be doing something else, and he got caught up. And I don't think I think what happens is when you're a high volume shooter, there's the ability for something to fall by the wayside.
Facts.
But listen to Sebastian Telfair tell his story about Kobe being Bryant that nobody asked him to tell, but because he's a chatty patty and his mouth has diarrhea. Now he's going. This is what he wants to be.
I thought it was Papoose.
Remember for it does look like Papoose, which Papoose should be Chatty Patty right now, because fuck Remy Ma.
She did Papoose dirty.
No, they're like not together no more.
Couple.
They're not together. They ain't been together for like a year.
Oh.
Dude, it's the worst. She's leaving him for a battle rapper.
You can't.
God.
I'm just gonna leave it like
Most
that.
of
You
them.
can't.
Now she looking bad. Like she looking good right now. But I'm like, yo,
Y'all
he
both
would-
old too.
but she, in her defense, and there's no defense, she lost a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
And she's trying to catch back up, but like, dude, he held you like, I mean, I don't know how to say it right. He held you down, ma.
Right.
Like, you should be like doing all the freaky wild shit with him.
Right.
Because he could have like just left your ass on that island and just you could have done that whole bid by yourself. But again, it goes back to my thing. Women love to talk about how bad men are when women are in fact terrible creatures. But let's listen to what this guy talks about in terms of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I'll give y'all another Kobe story with the chicks. Shit, Vanessa ain't watching this. So yeah, my ex is in her, the little go out group with Emily and Piari and all them girls, whatever. And yeah, so it was this one chick in the group, I won't say her name, and she was the baddest, right? And she was a friend of all the girls and all this. And then she comes to LA. She's staying at my house. They all staying at my house in LA at this time. I think it's my ex-wife's birthday, right? And we playing against the Lakers. And she at the game with us. And then we ain't see her for 8 months. We ain't see her for 8 months. And I was like, yo, where is this girl at? And when she popped back up, yeah, she was living at the Palazzo right there. Across from what's that mall out there in LA? What's the shopping mall outside?
Beverly Center?
Huh?
Beverly Center? No, the Grove?
Center. The Grove.
Yeah.
Kobe snatched her. Kobe must have been shooting a free throw like she bad. Kobe had them chicks, but he wasn't in no clubs.
Wow.
Why do we need to why does Vanessa need
I'll give y'all
this?
Right.
After Kobe's dad just died, and she's already getting heat because she's probably not paying for the funeral for Kobe's peoples. But like, this is just again, why? Why do we need to know that?
This was a recent interview?
Yeah, a recent interview. Why do we need to know this about Kobe?
Who the hell is calling up Sebastian Telfair in 2024?
Vlad just
this thing.
Vlad board. Overhyped or just right. My man Mark Rogers did the top 10 most overhyped teams headed into 2024. And can you guess what the number one overhyped team is? Anybody in the chat want to guess? I can tell you straight up, you already know. They're overhyped every year coming into the season. That'd be the University of Miami.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Colorado.
He has Colorado at 7.
Okay.
Missouri, I don't think Missouri's overhyped, mainly because Missouri had a good year last year.
All right.
Oklahoma State has the best running back in the nation coming back, and they're now in the Big 12 that has no Texas or Oklahoma. So they might actually be okay. LSU, still talented, lost 3 first-round picks, shouldn't be as great as they were.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, extremely talented. Texas A&M, I didn't know Texas A&M was overhyped. Colorado, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Clemson. I had no idea people were hyping Clemson. I thought Clemson was just being treated the way Clemson should be treated, as a team that's actually pretty fucking good. But those are Mark Rogers' top 10 overhyped or just right, guys. SEC Media Days was last week. It's not just a day thing, it's a whole week thing. They released their all SEC team. And what's funny about this is Florida fans lost a major piece in the transfer portal in Trevor Etienne. And a lot of fans said, oh, he's not that good. It doesn't matter, whatever. He's all SEC as a running back at Georgia. Preseason all SEC. But shout out to the Mandarin Mustangs. Carson Beck is the first team preseason all SEC. Trevor Etienne, Jarquez Hunter, Luther Burden, Trey Harris, Caden, I ain't even going to try that. Tyler Booker, Will Campbell, Kelvin Banks Jr., Tate Rutledge, Cooper Mays round out your offense. Defense, James Pierce Jr., Walter Nolan, who transferred from Texas A&M, Deion Walker, Nazir Stackhouse, Harold Perkins, who we've, again, overhyped guy who we keep hearing good things about, but couldn't do shit against Florida State. Danny Stutzman, Deontay Lawson, Mikael Williams, Malachi Starks, Malachi Moore, Billy Bowman from Oklahoma, Maxwell Harston. Now, I just want people to realize this. So Beck, Rutledge, Stackhouse, Williams, and Starks all played with, I believe, 10 guys that got drafted by the Georgia Bulldogs. Florida State has, I believe, probably will have almost very few people all preseason all ACC that are returning. Like, what the fuck did y'all think was going to happen with a depleted team? Like, that's me respecting the SEC, and people just love to just shit on Florida State with all of those different things.
Everybody's still giving LSU respect despite the fact.
Shout out to my guy, Big Rich. Again, Big Rich, even if he wasn't a greenie, guy that's going to always, like, my guy got to, like, he's a guy who understands getting the hook. He made sure I still got you, dog, if you still need that, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Big Rich. But yeah, Missouri is for real. Like, I don't know why anybody would think they're doing this. So they got the list of the teams that are picked. So when you do these SEC media days outside of the interviews, I was like, and I'll talk about SEC media. I was like this close to going to the ACC media days. But yeah, I opted against it. You have it, people do the interviews, and then all the coaches get together and they vote on where they want to poll teams. Now, obviously, you don't really get to vote for yourself. I thought I had this. I'm gonna look it up, but and then I'll send it to you, Miles, while I'm reading it. But but there's the SEC prediction. So basically, who they think will win the SEC, where do they think everybody will finish? People are like, oh my goodness, you know. Again, we're on Big Three Twitter for the most part. Everybody believes that their teams are going to be good. That this is your year. This is our year. We're going to be good, and that's just not what the coaches believe. And obviously, Georgia. I know the top three. They believe this is the year that Bama will take a step back. I'm not mad at that. I can understand Bama not being as good as they once were. I mean, it's hard to be that good. And you just lost arguably one of the best coaches in college football history. They have Georgia winning it. They have Texas, I believe, being number 2. Trying to think who else they got. I do know who they have being number 12 as I'm looking for all of this. Does anybody want to guess who the 12, who they have predict? Now, there's only 16 teams in the SEC. All right, here we go. All right, so I can read it to you now. Let me send this to you, Miles. All right, I just sent it to you. Georgia is number 1. Texas number 2. Alabama number 3. Ole Miss number 4. LSU 5. Missouri 6. So like my guy Rich, if they were still in divisions, I can see where you would be at. But Missouri it's just like every conference now is the top 2 teams. Tennessee 7, which is crazy considering the hype that Tennessee has. They're ranked at 7. So even with all of this, the top 5 teams in the SEC are going to have an opportunity to get in the playoff or in a good bowl game. Good for the Gator Bowl. Like we're sitting really pretty right now. So like we're like, if you just look at those 8 teams over there, I'm selling my tickets to the Gator Bowl. I'm selling out them shits. All 8 of those teams will be happy to go. Like we'll travel to the Gator Bowl. Oklahoma was deep when they came to Orlando to play Florida State a few years ago. Texas A&M is 9. Auburn's 10. Kentucky's 11. The University of Florida is 12. South Carolina 13, Arkansas 14, which Florida State fans should love Arkansas being at 14 because they finished at 14. That means that staff is fired. That means you're back in it for a linebacker that fucked all of us over to go to Arkansas. Mississippi State 15, and Vanderbilt. For a team to be named after a guy who was so tough, one of the men who built America, the Commodore, Vanderbilt. That's why they have their name for those. His nickname was the Commodore, and he was a tough, like a fight. He was one of them good old like man's man, billionaires or billionaire now, but he would have been a billionaire now. But like their team is soft as pudding, man. But like Florida. Here's the crazy part about tradition and building things and stuff like that. Like, how do you keep a coach that you know is like this is what he's looking forward to? Like their schedule is brutal. They play the two teams that they are predicting to finish the top of the SEC. They play in a matter of weeks. Then you sprinkle it. Actually, I apologize. I am way wrong. They play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't play Missouri, I don't believe. They play South Carolina. They play Kentucky. They play us. They play Miami. They got to play Vanderbilt. The bottom line is they play 5 of the 5 of the teams that are expected to finish top 8 in the SEC in weeks, in a matter of weeks. They play Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, and LSU in the month of November. And then they finish with Florida State.
Damn. What do you think they're coming out of that with? Just that first?
That stretch defeated. They play Ole Miss before they play Florida State. Lane Kiffin is the type of asshole that will go ahead and do what's necessary. Like Lane Kiffin's going to run up this. If Lane Kiffin gets the opportunity to run up the score, he's running up that score. He's going to let that man go Christmas shopping early. Like Billy will be if they're going to fire him, Billy Napier is going to be catching all the Black Friday deals. ACC Media Days started today. Florida State was the go-to thing. Everybody and their mama got there. John Swaffer, like he will go in there. Florida State's disruptive. They're fucking blah, blah, blah. We hate them. Rah, 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 rah. Haynes King, the quarterback for Georgia Tech. We're going to put on a show. This is our Super Bowl. Blah, blah, blah. Yakety schmackety. Everybody's talking about Florida State, what they want to do, how they're going to beat us. We ain't really that good. Rah, 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 rah. Now, here's our guys talking. Darius, now, one thing I want to put first and foremost is everybody says that Florida State only hits recruit. They only use the transfer portal, right? Florida State doesn't recruit high school players, and more importantly, they don't develop high school players. Okay, you click on little Clays say Clay Flint. Click on that one first, Miles. So I want you to see this, and we're gonna blow this up, and I want us to really digest and breathe in what's happening in this picture here. Blow that up. I want people to really see this right here. Going left to right from the screen. Nah, I think he has a black eye. That lets me know we're back.
No, I'm thinking of that movie with Jim Carrey where he had the 3 fat black sons.
That is funny. That is hilarious. That's not Me, Myself, and Irene, was it? Where he was like the Mountie?
I'm trying to think. Was it?
Because it was he was fat, but now he's skinny. And then you had the
Oh
two
yeah, you're right.
fellas.
Me, myself,
Yeah.
with Anthony Anderson. Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
that is it. That's fucking
so-
hilarious.
as
I'm
soon as
tweeting
I
that
see
out. I'm actually getting that right now. I'm taking
Yeah.
credit for that one, Miles. Yo, I might look like Jim Carrey for me, myself, and Irene.
Oh, what another movie they would never make again.
Oh man, without a doubt, they would not. So you got Pat Payton, you got Darius Washington, you got Joshua Farmer. Now, other schools brought their guys that were transfers. Kai, you can't come in here with that. Mike brought all high school guys that he recruited out of high school. More importantly, all ACC potential first round pick Patrick Payton there with the glasses on. Probably an all ACC, probably definitely a draft pick, Darius Washington. Going to be all ACC, very high draft pick, one of the best D tackles in the nation, Joshua Farmer. That looked like high school and development right there.
Fact.
Now, if you go down a little bit before we're going to bounce around a little bit on this one, Miles, if you bear with me. If you go down to the last one, it says 9040, which that's my boy Rhodes, but I want CJ Wilson's the quote tweet in that. So look at, I wish we could, is there a way we can get two screens? Or no?
If stream, let me see if StreamYard allows it.
Nah, don't even worry about it. Click on that picture. Now, blow it up. 44 is Joshua Farmer when he was a freshman.
Oh.
56 is Patrick Payton when he was a freshman.
What?
That's what those guys used to look like before they got with Josh Storms and before they got developed. That's what they look like now. So I think Peyton's about 250. That's what they used to look like. This is what those three, when Mike Norvell was recruiting, it's got to be a cut. When Mike Norvell was,
all I could think about when I saw
when
that.
Coach Norvell brought them in, because what happened? Coach takes them to the house. When Coach took them on their official visit to the house, and they were eating the meal. This is Coach telling them that one day we're going to be the defending ACC champions, and we're going to go to Charlotte, and we're going to win championships here. And I can promise you, this program is going straight to the top. This is what Mike told them when they were young men. Now look where we're at now. So here's them as puppies, and then Miles, do we have the picture of them where they're at the ACC? Look how far they've all come. Look at these guys. That's awful.
I can't. How much pounds though? Seriously, from here to here, how much did they
Josh
eat?
was 250 when he came. Josh is like 310 now. So 44. No, 44.
Oh,
even worse.
That's not 250.
44 is like 310 right now.
Yeah. That's crazy.
56 is 250 right now.
Something weird going on.
Josh just started eating, man.
Humans don't get big like that. That's insane.
So I was watching the Climb video. So Florida State has a documentary called Climb. And you can go on YouTube and check them out. Check out the one about Josh Farmer and Daryl Jackson. It's really good. Real good. As a fellow pit bull built motherfucker with a big head, hey man, them boys got big heads, man. Now you can tell that they had some size that they could grow. Josh and Daryl Jackson had some size that they could grow into because you can see the neck and you can see the head and you can be like, yeah, we could grow them. Like Josh got a chain on. Actually, you can go to one of the videos. We could go because they got some audio I want us to hear about too. Josh got a chain, and it's kind of like Jamie got Tobe a chain. So if we beat Tobe said we beat Creekside, he's gonna rock the chain in the interview because we've never beat Creekside. Tobe put the chain on. It's the biggest chain they got. The chain is a choker. So that's Darius right there. Darius's uncle was at the spring game tailgate. Well, I want to tell you, like, they got you ever see families with a real, like, a good, strong family trait? Like, every one of them look just like that. Like, you can't even, like, his uncle looked like him, but, like, if he was missing meals. Like, he just looked like he got all the meals. But let's listen to Darius, and then we'll get Josh on here in a minute.
Do you have any personal goals for this upcoming season?
Personal goals? I don't too much really look into personal stuff. It's more team for me. I'm a big team guy, if anything. So if as long as the team winning, I'm fine.
I believe it too.
Like everything comes with us.
I wish he said I want to be All-American, but I do believe he wants to be all team.
I feel that.
You want to know what this is? I think that was a War Chant question too. One thing I'll say about War Chant is they've been trying to keep it without like on 3 or 2. Like not War Chant is on 3. 247 to somebody else would have been trying to dig into this shit and ask him some other random ass motherfucking questions, man. That don't make that he ain't even and try to. I don't believe you. What do you mean you don't have any personal goals? If we got another one,
check both from him.
I thought I had one with Josh.
They're both the War Chants. Oh, here I got him.
Now, if we click on Josh got a chain on. Now that on this chain is his parents that have passed.
That's a belt buckle.
But he go ahead and play that. It's a big boy, man. Josh is a big boy.
Are you guys over what happened at the end of last season, or are you?
No, not really. We pretty pissed off, but it's everything happened for a reason. So this year we'll try to get back and do what we can and get to where we're supposed to be.
Is that an off-season talking point that you guys want to make a run to the ACC title and be in that 12 team playoff?
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna make the run, and we definitely gonna be in that 12 team. That's no brainer. We pissed off. The older guys, me, Pat, Daryl, Darius, and all the guys. Like we know what we deserve, and we're gonna try to get there.
You guys.
I mean, good stuff, man. Happy for these guys. Last thing I'll leave you guys with before we go to bed tonight. Y'all have a good one. Pete Thamel reported that college sports leaders are targeting the end of the week to finalize the terms of the long-form agreement of the House settlement. Sources tell ESPN. The expected target remains a roster limit of 105 football players and 34 for baseball. And people are like, they want to know what this means. It means right now you can have 85 scholarship players and as many walk-ons as you can provide for. Most teams walk around with about 120 players on their roster. This will probably show that that colleges will condense and only be able to have 105. So that means you'll have 15? That means you'll only have the ability to have 20 walk-on players. This actually kind of limits the amount of walk-on scholarship players that you can have in the NIL era. So, like, there are teams there was nothing preventing teams from amassing talent and just calling them a walk-on. Because at the end of the day, all you want to do is make sure you ain't paying no bills. So, outside of that, man, appreciate you guys chopping up with me and spending some time with me on this here Monday evening. It's a little bit late. For the guys who are there on the YouTube, appreciate it. For the 354 people that are watching us on Big Games Twitter, appreciate you guys for watching. It would have been greatly appreciated if you guys would have just come over and just push the like button and check us out on the YouTube. Again, guys, we got goals. We haven't really talked about it because the goal right now is to raise money for the book bag drive. We've been hovering here for quite some time. I am literally 66 subscriptions away from 6,000. Once we get to 6,000 on the YouTube, we get to 6,000 on the YouTube, we will give away $500 live on Big Games BS. We'll give $100 away to anybody who's a member, not anybody, but to a random member, and we will give the amount of likes to a member. So if today we were at 6,000, somebody would be getting $30. A member would be getting $30, and a member would be getting $100. If by some strange chance before August 23rd, no, I will go all the way up until so during the season, anyways, the Wednesday before every home game, we give away a pair of tickets to a random listener. So you want to make sure you're listening to the show. So basically, I won't do it. Well, yeah. What are we doing on Wednesday? I might be doing a special show that week, but the week before we play Boston College. So either the 28th or the 30th, because that Boston College game is on the 2nd. I'll be giving away a pair of tickets to the Boston College game. You will be able to, if before we play Boston College, so basically before September, if we get to 10,000 subs, I will give away a pair of season tickets to Florida State game, or really whatever game, whatever. If you have a choice of another program or something like that, I will figure it out, because we do have Miami fans. Shout out to Luke and some other people who listen to it. I may even make that one a member only draw but no, because I want to do it live on Big Games BS. So you'll have that opportunity. But the Wednesday before every game, we give away a pair of tickets. Cal will be doing a special. Cal will be doing an even bigger giveaway. But just check out the show. We do a lot of different giveaways. Also, we should be getting ready to launch for members. So I'll tell you guys where we're at for membership, because the goal is to have 500 members by the end of the year and to have 10,000 subs by the end of the year. We got memberships. We're at 115 memberships, but for members, if you're a greenie, we have if you're all in member, you have some other different things. I think one of the guys, I think I'm giving my guy Fatal Jedi's getting Labor Day tickets. So remember that, I got you on that, homie.
And don't forget that guy he was talking about hotel to see his daughter play.
Yeah, you just gotta hit me up. Whatever game you want. I think it was Marvin, right? Marvin Allen. Make sure you hit me up offline if you need help getting that hotel room, which game it is for your daughter. I can make sure I help you out with that. We have for memberships levels start from $3.99 all the way to all in, which is $99.99. We have our weekly college football pick'em games, so you get $50 every week if you have the most wins. We have our weekly NFL pick'em games. You get $50 for winning that. Then there's $150 into the season for the person who has the most wins. We also have our fantasy football league, so we will have our fantasy football league. And Blake showed me the whole blueprint. Actually, I'm gonna read this. You guys tell me how y'all like this. I love Blake. Blake's my favorite Gator. But Blake laid it out, dog. And it's legal. So this is what I'm thinking about doing. He's like, I don't know if you thought of it or not, but I bet you can get a shit ton of people to sign up and do a tournament style NCAA football for some money for members. So it's a $20 buy-in, 64 teams. Winner gets $600. Second place gets $400.
That shit will go crazy. It will go crazy. If we can pull that off right, it will go crazy.
So thinking about that, we'll do a Den Media Group thing.
The most important thing is finding the time everyone can play at that time and be consistent week to week. I have a couple of tournaments I've been in like that, and yeah, getting people on schedule is always the hardest part of it. $600 with the new game I mean, why wouldn't you want?
I mean, people. I be sitting here thinking, man, like people are for people to talk about how bad this economy is. People
Right.
sure as hell don't be taking advantage of the things that can help get you a stimulus package. But anyways, just again, consider subscribing, tell a friend to tell a friend, consider becoming a member. And again, once the season starts, we'll be doing season starts, tons of content. We'll have the Mandarin stuff, we'll have some Jaguar stuff. We'll probably start having some guys come in to talk about the different teams as well. Also, remember, Monday lunch breakdowns. So we'll be breaking down film of the previous game. And if there's any other teams or any other things that you guys will want to do, but that's for like members only live, where you'll be able to get in a closed loop so you can ask questions. We'll watch football together. I love doing that. That's one of my fun things to do. But outside of that, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.